2 weeks ago, the world got the news that Charlie Kirk had died. Since then, the world has watched in disbelief, trying to understand how this could have happened. After the police arrested the suspect, people were left with even more questions, as none of it was making any sense at all. Then Candace Owens showed up trying to call this all out and blamed it on Charlie Kirk speaking out against Israel. Hey guys, I hope all is well. Welcome back to The Truth Is, where I drop new videos exposing the truth weekly. In today's episode, we will be talking about the Charlie Kirk situation. Let's get right into it. If you have seen any of my past videos on this situation, you know that I felt like there's more to this story since it all happened. Every single day I see new updates on this and it makes it even worse. The entire situation just seemed like an orchestrated assassination to me from the moment I started looking into it. While obviously this was an assassination, I don't believe that a random 22-year-old managed to successfully pull this off, as much as they attempt to paint it as such. Since it happened, there has been a lot of talk about Tyler Robinson. The first thing that didn't make any sense was the angle they immediately took with this situation. Literally the same day it happened, they blamed it on political violence, with the blame being put on the left or the liberal. What they're saying is that Tyler started leaning left when he allegedly began a romantic relationship with his trans roommate.
Mother explained that over the last year or so, Robinson had become more political and had started to lean more to the left, becoming more pro-gay and trans rights oriented. She stated that Robinson began to date his roommate, a biological male who was transitioning genders. September 10th, 2025, the roommate received a text message from Robinson which said, "Drop what you're doing, look under my keyboard." The roommate looked under the keyboard and found a note that stated, quote, "I had the opportunity to take out Charlie Kirk, and I'm going to take it." Police found a photograph of this note. The following text exchange then took place. After reading the note, the roommate responded, "What? You're joking, right?" Robinson, "I am still okay, my love, but I'm stuck in Orem for a little while longer yet. Shouldn't be long until I can come home, but I gotta grab my rifle still. To be honest, I had hoped to keep this secret till I died of old age. I am sorry to involve you." Roommate, "You weren't the one who did it, right?" Robinson, I am. I'm sorry." Roommate, "I thought they caught the person." Robinson, "No, they grabbed some crazy old dude, then interrogated someone in similar clothing. I had planned to grab my rifle from my drop point shortly after, but most of that side of town got locked down. It's quiet, almost enough to get out, but there's one vehicle lingering." Roommate, "Why?" Robinson, "Why did I do it?" Roommate, "Yeah." Robinson, "I had enough of his hatred. Some hate can't be negotiated out. If I am able to grab my rifle unseen, I will have left no evidence." On top of this, even though the police claim to have so much evidence proving Tyler Robinson is the killer, he still hasn't admitted or confessed to doing anything. Right now, he's being charged of murder and is possibly facing a death penalty. Now, many people on the internet have felt just like I do. They feel that we're not being told the full story. Some people have been spreading a theory that it wasn't just one shooter but two, with some people even claiming that he was shot from behind, not the front. Now, I don't know if any of this is true. What I do know is that the optics of all of this aren't looking authentic to me, especially when Charlie Kirk's wife gave her speech after his death, and we will be going further into that in a bit. One person with a massive platform that spoke out was Candace Owens. Now, you guys know what I feel about Candace. I made a video about her a few months back. She has come out and has made some serious allegations about what she believed was the real reason behind Charlie Kirk's assassination. According to Candace, she believes Kirk was targeted not because of his conservative views, but because of him flipping on Israel. Candace claims that not long before Kirk was killed, he had begun switching his views on Israel and the war. Charlie was pro-Israel for most of his career and hadn't spoken negatively about them before, but Candace claims that he flipped sides as he started changing his views on the war and wanted to start talking against them. Owens claimed on her own podcast that the billionaire hedge fund manager Bill Ackman, who is Jewish and a vocal supporter of Israel, actually threatened Kirk during an intervention. She claims that Bill demanded Kirk remain a positive supporter of Israel. Candace claims that Charlie was even offered millions of dollars, which he declined, and she states that they threatened him because of this. According to Candace, this sealed his fate, as the shadowy elite then orchestrated his assassination in front of the world to send a message.
Bibi Netanyahu in that phone call, what took place was a couple of weeks ago before Charlie lost his life. Charlie was in the Hamptons. He had essentially what was staged, an intervention was staged by Bill Ackman, because Charlie's rational thoughts about Israel were a no-no. This is not the route that you should be going on. And Charlie was surrounded by his friends, his quote unquote friends. Bill Ackman was very upset and threats were made. He was asked to dispute this narrative. Max Blumenthal went out to him today, and Bill Ackman came back and said, I have receipts I can show you. And he did not provide the receipts. It was at this time that Bibi Netanyahu was called and Charlie was invited to Israel. This was an under duress situation, I would say. And I know that Charlie was offered a ton of money in this moment. Turning Point, I guess, if it needed to go to a higher level, would have gone to an even higher level than it already was at. And I know for a fact that Charlie denied that funding, that Charlie denied, and what Bibi didn't include there, he declined to go to Israel for, I would describe this as like, re-education camp. We've seen it. You made an uh-oh, but we can help you. Another person that was there, and I am not surprised this person was there if you've been listening to my show, Seth Dillon. I said, any comment on this one, Seth? He didn't answer last night. This morning I said, need a comment ASAP, please. He didn't answer. Then I followed that up and I said, trying again here, you were present when Ackman lost his mind on Charlie and when Bibi invited him to Israel and Charlie refused. Text messages immediately following this meeting are circulating. I find Ackman's statement, as though the meeting was somehow cordial, to be incredibly disturbing. Are you at all disturbed by that tweet? Do you feel, as I do, that this tweet significantly betrays the defined purpose and mood of his, and I presume your, final meeting with Charlie Kirk, ? He was unable to speak to me, but he did place some frantic calls to Turning Point USA. Yeah. You see, I went out to Seth, but I also went out to two other people who were at this meeting, and nobody is willing to go on record. They're all messaging each other, trying to figure out a coordinated response to say that, no, this was all quite cordial, but no one wants to go on record and describe it as cordial because they know someone's leaking, because someone's got a guilty conscience about what happened at the Hamptons.
She also seems to hint that Tyler Robinson isn't the shooter. Candace has released a photo of what she claims was Tyler Robinson inside of a Dairy Queen that was located 15 minutes away from the university hours after the assassination. She claims that this proves Tyler couldn't have been on the run if he was casually buying ice cream. Also pointing out that if he were the killer, he wouldn't have been anywhere near the area after the shooting.
Orem has something. And this is what happened. Something made its way around the entire town and into my tips line repeatedly. It is a very clear image of Tyler Robinson, allegedly taken, I'll say allegedly for safety here, but it's looking right according to my timeline, allegedly taken at 6:38 p.m. at a nearby Dairy Queen. Here is that photo that we can show you. Just take a look at this photo. What is wrong with this picture? A lot is wrong with this picture. First and foremost, 6:38 p.m., you just shot someone. You have gone through great pains to hide your face, to change your outfit. But wait, you didn't fully change your outfit, did you? I'm looking at this photo and you're wearing jeans and you're wearing the maroon shirt. Now we have a 50-50 combo of the outfits. And now you're showing your eyes and you're not fearful at all that you might be recognized. Also, wow, you must have quite the stomach. You don't have a record. Next thing you know, you shoot someone and you're like, I'm just going to go have a meal. You don't seem to be too shaken or too upset. Something problematic is the location, by the way. We mapped this out. It's about 15 minutes away from the campus at a time when we're told that he's idling by, babysitting the rifle. So you can see, we're showing you, it's about a 17-minute drive away from the campus. So there should be a lot of footage then of this Dodge Challenger driving back and forth. Okay. And like I said, the biggest thing that jumps at me is he looks kind of content there. So he's got to be a full-blown psychopath wearing half of what the feds told us he was wearing in the morning and half of what the feds told us that he was wearing during the shooting. Okay. So why did he text in this exchange at all and say that he changed outfits? When you just said, I changed my t-shirt. If that's the reality, you just changed your t-shirt and that was enough. Was it just a t-shirt that he changed? The outfit, again, as I sensed yesterday, has always been problematic. I feel the outfit was the Fed mistake. We can now plot this change, this alleged Dairy Queen stop, onto our timeline. We said the first correspondence that allegedly took place between these two had to have taken place between Tyler and Lance after 6 o'clock p.m. Well, there we go. 6:38 p.m. We get an alleged photo of Tyler Robinson buying food at Dairy Queen off campus on the other side of town. My suspicion, I maintain, is that there are multiple people that are involved.
The authorities haven't confirmed if this is Tyler in the photo, but it does sure look like him. Candace claims that there is now a federal conspiracy to cover up the truth about Kirk's assassination. Now, those of you who saw my video on Candace know how I feel about her, but I can't lie. I agree with Candace on one thing. This Charlie Kirk assassination isn't what it seems, and I don't think it was Tyler Robinson that did it. It seems like he's clearly the fall guy. These government orchestrated hits always unfold the same way. They always have a fall guy they pin it on. They then produce a bunch of so-called evidence proving they did it, allowing them to lock them up, and case closed, everyone moves on. To me, that is what Tyler Robinson is, the fall guy. According to Candace too, Tyler's dad, who turned him in, was allegedly paid $1 million for turning in his own son, indicating that he was likely paid off to provide his son as a suspect. I myself believe that those who took out Charlie are using him for something completely different. Division and distraction. Ever since this all went down, people have forgotten about what's really important. The list of monsters who are trying to get away with the worst possible crimes. They are trying to get us to move on about the Epstein list, and sadly, it's working. The Charlie Kirk news has dominated the media, and this is all people are consuming. This situation is all about division though. For one moment in time, both sides of people are asking the same question. Where is the Epstein list? Which to me is what really matters. Exposing these monsters who run our country that are trying to get away with what they did on that island. They know that if the truth were to come out, it would destroy the slave system they have built for themselves. So they came up with the perfect distraction, sacrificing one of their puppets, sparking this massive distraction that has further divided the people. While Charlie didn't deserve what happened to him, we all must acknowledge that he was playing a part in their game. He was a pawn in their system. I say this often. Politics is all about division, creating groups that would divide the people and keep them from coming together and turning on the elite. It is designed to create the illusion of choice, to make you think your opinion matters and you have a say in what happens in this country, when in reality, you're just voting for the puppet they put in front of you. A puppet that has no true power, only put there to make people feel they have some control over who runs this country, while the same elite families have been running this country since its inception. I agree with Candace, this entire situation seems orchestrated. Everything about it seems orchestrated. Something else that has been sparking conversation when it comes to the Kirk situation is the way Erika Kirk has been acting. Now, I couldn't even imagine what Erika is going through, having to see her husband be assassinated in front of the world. She must be so devastated about it. But oddly, it doesn't seem like it. Many people online have been claiming that Erika Kirk's reaction seems completely off. Now, I know people grieve differently, and no one can tell someone how to grieve a loved one, but people feel that Erika isn't grieving at all. They have been pointing at her public reaction to her husband's death, calling it strange, and some people feel she's being performative. People spoke out about her initial speech about Kirk, where she was seen thanking everyone on Turning Point USA.
I want to thank the first responders who struggled heroically to save Charles's life, and the police who acted bravely to make sure that there were no other victims on that terrible afternoon. I want to thank the officers who have protected our Turning Point USA family these past 2 days. And I want to thank the Turning Point USA board, the COO, Justin Strife, and my husband's chief of staff, the amazing Mikey McCoy, for all their work in these terrible days to be the stability for our family and for the wider Turning Point USA family as well.
It seemed more like she was giving an acceptance speech rather than talking about her dead husband. She thanked everyone and just seemed like she was being performative. I'm not gonna lie, when I saw this, I instantly had questions about this, but I left it alone because, like I said, people grieve differently. People online are also pointing out that her segment at Charlie Kirk's memorial service seemed way too performative as well. Many people compared her entrance to the stage as a WWE wrestling entrance, as she walked in with firework displays going off. It truly looked strange, and it looked nothing like a memorial service, but more like a celebration or a party. Now, what caused the most controversy was when she did this while hugging Donald Trump. I have been seeing non-stop posts about this on social media, with people calling her out for this and pointing at it as proof she is a part of all of this. But the media and others are defending Erika, claiming she only did this hand sign because it means I love you in sign language. But I can't deny this was a strange moment to tell people you love them in sign language. Honestly, I'm not really buying this. As someone who exposes the occult and has seen this hand gesture used by many occultists, I can confirm this is an occult hand gesture. While it might also mean I love you in sign language, it is mostly used by occultists to show praise to the goat. People have also been posting this photo showing Erika wearing a ring with a big letter G in the middle of it. All of you on this channel know that the G is a letter found in the middle of the Masonic square and compasses. Those who are not members of the Freemasons are told that the G represents God, but it actually represents the number 7 for the 7 pagan gods that were viewable by the naked eye. It goes back to Masonry's obsession with pagan god worship. Now, what is strange is that Erika was a part of the Hollywood system before meeting Kirk. She was Miss America and was also an actor. She was already a part of the system, so I wouldn't be surprised if she was placed with Charlie as the elite love to do. I do think that the fact that she was wearing that G-ring and throwing the occult horn hand gesture makes her role in all of this look suspicious. It's clear to me that everyone is involved in directing this narrative. I believe what happened to Charlie Kirk has nothing to do with Tyler Robinson or his trans love interest. I believe this was a public sacrifice made to achieve an orchestrated reaction. They want the people acting the way they're acting right now. They want to blame it on the left or the right. They want to divide and distract, keep us from asking about what really matters. All of this is truly disturbing, and I want to warn you not to buy into any of it. Stop falling for their game. We can look at the elite to provide the solution for the very problems they purposely created. Free yourself from their trap. Ignore the division tactic, as at the end of the day, there's only one side that we should be on, God's side. Anything else is there to misguide you. I want to know what you guys think below. Do you agree with Candace? And do you think that Erika Kirk is acting off? I want to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.